Welcome back to the channel. Today's pick a card reading is a confidence boost. Let me hype you up today. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Kira Siva. I am a spiritual mentor and healer, and I help change makers unlock their soul's potential. And today, I am here to give you a strong pep talk to talk about how awesome you are. So, go ahead and tap into your intuition, take a deep breath in, bring your consciousness down to the center of your being, and go ahead and choose pile number 1 with the white kitty, pile number 2 with the dark gray kitty, or pile number 3 with the light gray kitty. If you need more time, just pause the video and really connect with your intuition, ask what you need to hear today, and then go ahead and you can find your pile in the timestamps. We're going to go ahead and dive into pile number 1. Pile number 1. All right. Let's first just draw attention to all of the pentacles. All of the pentacles. All right, let's jump into this. Pile number 1, you are freaking so cool. You are a warrior of light. And let me tell you how you do that. You actually make your coin, your golden, beautiful coin, your money, off of helping defeat the darkness in others. And I'll say that really dramatically and a little romanticized, but you are literally here to, and you do this all the time, you help people overcome the challenges, the addictions, the limiting beliefs, the self-criticism, the things holding them back in life. You help people overcome that, and they pay you for it, which is so freaking cool. I mean, when I was flipping over the cards, I'm like, pentacle, pentacle. Oh my gosh, pentacle, pentacle. Amazing. You have a lot of abundance in your life, literally from helping people overcome their darkness, helping overcome these challenges. You are the master of transformation. You are so good at this, and with this is like your main energy that you bring to the table. You're a warrior of light. You are going in there and you are fighting for people, for their freedom, for their light, for the health of their life, for the fulfillment of their life. Like, you could be a coach, you could be a healer, you could, I really feel like if I had a couple of piles ago where marketing came up for me. You could even be a marketer. Like, you look at the pain that people have and you help them transform that pain into something beautiful. You are a liberator. Now down here, I want to just call attention to, you have humpback whale, a lion, and a fox. I would say that all of these are very powerful animals. The humpback whale is not only huge, it's not only got a lot of physical capability, but it has intelligence, it has memory, I always imagine whales as having like these really massive emotional intelligence, having this capability in them. You know, they can dive below the surfaces. So just like a humpback whale can dive below the surface of the ocean, you can dive into people. You can see and be with them. Maybe you're a hypnotist, right? Like, going deeper into that person. And this comes back to the marketer, or even if you're an entrepreneur, where you are out there helping really liberate people. There's this question of why. Okay, you're doing this, but why? All right, and then like they give you an answer and then you're like, why? And they give you another answer and you're like, why? That's you. That's you going into the ocean because you have the capability of doing that. Now in the lion spirit, I can see that you're just like a really generous person, and you have found balance with your ego and pride, which is not always easy to do in today's world, but you hold your power effortlessly. just like a lion doesn't have to tell people it's powerful. If it needs to roar, all the animals around know what's up, right? Like just like that, you hold your power effortlessly. If you need to roar, you got it. But most of the time, you don't really need to do that because people have enough respect for you. You're also just a super generous person. You want other people to step into their lion power. You want other people to have confidence, and you're willing to model it for them. You're willing to share your story of how you got there to it. You are willing to give them a framework of like, here is how you can carry this in the world in a healthy way. This is what a balanced ego looks like. This is, the thought processes behind it. This is how you can feel in your body. And you are out there not making minions. You are out there empowering other lions to fully embody their courage, their generosity, their grace, their own empowerment. Woo! You are a leader who makes leaders. Amazing. I love that. I also see over here in Fox Spirit that you are very clever. You are clever and creative. And this is where, I know I keep mentioning the marketing thing, but that keeps coming up for me. This is where I could see, and you don't have to be a marketer, but you are creative. You are clever. You have an artistic streak in you. You have an ability to think quick on your feet, to pivot quickly, and to just navigate life in a very clever way. So whether this is in regards to helping people overcome and defeat their limiting beliefs, or in the way that you approach your artistic endeavors. The Fox Spirit for me right now is really strongly on art. Like, you have a very artistic and creative capability, and you do things in a unique way, and it's clever. Like the way that you approach your art, however that is clever. You have just a really unique take on it, and you understand something about the medium. You understand how to use the medium of your art in a way that people don't normally do it. And I think that's really, really cool. So, pile number 1. How cool are you? You are a powerhouse. You embody a really healthy, balanced ego with grace and compassion and generosity. You are artistic. You are clever. You have an ability to transform people's lives and be that warrior of light that helps them defeat the darkness in them. And you get to make nice bank because of that. And you do juggle a lot, but I see you doing that in really skillful ways, and you're making such a positive impact on the world. So pile number 1, awesome. I hope you love this. I love doing tarot card readings when I get the energies of you all. It is so freaking cool. So if you like this pile, please don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, and if you want to unlock more of your soul's potential, I'll be opening up the Soul Mastery membership soon, very soon. You can look in the link. You can look in the description. Oh my gosh, you can look in the description. The link will be there. Pile number 1, I love you all. You are badasses. How cool are you? I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. All right, let's give you a confidence boost today. First of all, I want to say I just see the center of you being this Magician card. This is the very empowered version of you. You are a master of creation, and actually you are quite accomplished mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You're quite a badass, honestly. So this is really what I feel is the heart of the pile. You see how she's just like, She's in the flow of the universe. There's the infinity symbol. She's got the stars coming out. She's holding her hands in this really empowered way. And this is how I see you, pile number 2. You are somebody who has worked really hard on self-mastery, and it has definitely paid off for you. Now we have the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So what I see is you are the kind of person that has overcome heartbreak and difficulty, and you've really used your inspiration and passion to refine your emotions and to gain mastery. Emotional intelligence has become a hot topic in like the last 10 years. Back when I was a teenager, there was just never a conversation that we had. But I can tell that you are the kind of person that even if you came from a similar background to mine, you have spent your time working on your personal growth and working on your emotional intelligence, and really learning how to use your mind and your emotions to manifest what you want in life, and to honestly heal your heartbreak, break generational curses, and to live in a really empowered life. Now over here, your Mother Divine card is Mary of Nazareth. So this is telling me that you are a really courageous person. And again, we see that throughout your entire reading, but you have a lot of courage. It takes so much to face the shadowy parts of ourselves. It takes so much to challenge the beliefs that we've picked up through society that tell us that we're worthless and that we're not enough, and that we have to look certain ways and act certain ways and do certain things in order to have any value. And I can really see in this card that you've had the courage to overcome that. You've had the courage to turn and to face those. I want to say you've had the courage to turn and face the demons within, which is so beautiful. It's so beautiful because it's liberating. It's not, you've never allowed yourself to settle in life and to be second best. You have decided to really do the work necessary to live life to the fullest. And because of that, you've really become a leader in your life. So we have the stag spirit here. I just also want to show you, I know I do have men that watch this, and hopefully if you are a gentleman out there watching this, you're cool with things being pretty, because we have a lot of pretty things on this channel. Most of the people watching are women, and this is how I feel like your essence is. So you have this beautiful way of presenting yourself in the world, but also because you've had the courage necessary to face the darkness within, because you have done the personal work, you've been able to show up as a leader in your life. And there's a lot of ways that people can show up as a leader. But I see in this stag spirit specifically, you're showing up in a strong yet soft and gentle way. One of the biggest life lessons I think I've ever learned, and I see people really struggle with, is learning that vulnerability is strength. It's learning that having feelings and being soft is strength. When you think about that, intention is, so if you look at how things come into being in the world, in our human society, right? Everything is the last step of it is the physical manifestation, right? The step before that is this mental manifestation where you're planning and you're imagining and the idea comes. But what comes even before that is the intention and desire. So you have been one of those very gifted souls where you've gone beyond just the mental side of bringing things into being, and you're refining the intention side. Intention is soft. Intention is ethereal. Intention is something that you can't really grasp, right? So the very basis of everything that we see in our manifested world starts off with something that is seemingly so small and so soft and so intangible. And that thing is actually incredibly powerful because it ripples throughout creation and eventually turns into physically manifested objects, places, people, relationships, dynamics. It's like the hand that hits the drum, and then the sounds reverberate out into creation. So I feel like that is so special for you, and that is such a cool gift to have, because that means that you have gone beyond the mind, and now you're going into the deeper layers of consciousness where that intention lies. Getting really familiar, getting really skilled and refined at creating from the place of intention and desire, and then allowing that then to carry forth into the mental plane and then to the physical plane. Now over here, we kind of have this cool little 3-card section. All of these, so these 2 cards down here are basically about your words. You are somebody that has spent a lot of time really watching your words, thinking about your words, and reframing your life in a way that allows it to be positive. You already know this. I don't have to tell you this, but you are the kind of person who understands how words create reality, how words shape the coloring of the way that we experience reality, and ultimately the meaning that we are assigning to the events of our lives. That's super cool. And because you've done so much work with this, like, you're the kind of person, like, something challenging happens and you're like, okay, well, look, how do we positively reframe this? And how do I honor the feelings that I have and allowing them to exist, and also framing things with the words that I use in a way that it leaves it still empowering for me to have gone through this experience. And because you're so good at this positive thinking, the way that you choose your words, the even the generosity that you use, like, you're a really loving person. You have a lot of generous, like, you're grateful, you're thankful, you're grateful, you share, you shine the light on people. You say, hey, thank you so much for this. I really see this super positive attribute in you, or you really made this positive impact on me. And you share that with people. So not only are you doing this amazing, being mindful of your words with your own mental space, you are giving that out in the world in a really generous and empowering way to others. And that has allowed you to really become the Queen of Cups, this mastery of emotion. A lot of times when people, again, I don't need to tell you this because you already know it, but I'm going to say it anyways. A lot of times people suffer a lot in their life because of the words that they say to themselves, because of the stories that they weave for themselves. You know how much words influence your emotion, and you know how to allow emotions to exist, and also to give those emotions words and space and structure and meaning in your life. And that's why you're the Queen of Cups. That's why you ultimately are this magician that can do a lot of things. And we see over in the Ace of Swords, you just have a lot of mastery. Like, one, there's a lot of mental courage, again, like we had in the Mary of Nazareth card. You have a lot of mental courage, and then you have a lot of the emotional intelligence to back that up. So you could just be, like, really amazing in leadership positions. Whether you have your own business, or you're an executive, or you are thinking about being in a leadership position, you are the perfect kind of person to be in leadership positions. We need more of you in leadership. So however that looks like in your life, because it can look like a lot of things. It may be in the workplace, it may be in business, it may just be in your spiritual communities, or if you also have, YouTube channels or platforms. You are the right kind of person to demonstrate to people how to be a fully empowered human during this time, and to really master those more subtle and powerful layers of consciousness. All right, pile number 2. This is what I see for you. I hope you feel really amazing about yourself, because you are a badass and you're beautiful at doing it as well. You're pulling it all off, all angles. All right, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. And if you want to dive more into your life purpose and connection with spirit and meet like-minded people, come join me over in the Soul Mastery membership. It's going to be opening soon. I'll leave a link in the description box. And until next time, I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day. Pile number 3. All right, welcome. So the very first thing that strikes me about this pile is the 3 of Pentacles. I really see that you are someone that is so good at teamwork. You are a team player. You are good at collaborating. You've just a really strong knack for that. So that one just really stuck out to me first. Now down here in the Hawaiian monk seal, this card is about ancestral knowledge. And what this says to me, combined with just you have a lot of love in your reading, that you are someone that loves so truly and so unconditionally, and you bring forth that love and generosity and care into your life. Combine that with the knowledge of the ancestors and going back to the root. I can see you taking the knowledge of your ancestors. Maybe you're really into herbalism, maybe you're really into deity work, maybe you're into spell work, maybe you are really into the deeper knowledge of Eastern wisdom, and you apply it in the world with love, with generosity. It's like, because you love so much and so purely and so unconditionally, you help people reconnect to those roots. Through your own reconnection to your roots, through your own example of what that exploration looks like, and also just showing them like, this is what my roots are, and here's how I can help you connect back a lot to the earth, to nature, to a lot of, I think we, I feel like we lost a lot of skills, not really hard skills. I don't know if I would call them soft skills. We lost a lot of spiritual skills, right? As we got cut off from our connection to nature, and a lot of the people who were holding that, the midwives, the quote unquote witches, a lot of those kind of characters, when they were basically wiped out, like, we lost a lot of that connection to the subtler skills that we need to feel in communion with nature. And what I mean by that is, people used to be able to walk outside and feel like they understand the plants that were growing in the ecosystems around them. They could read the sky and tell you whether or not it was going to rain that day, the next day. There was just this communion because we were so interconnected with nature. There was a communion with nature, and those are the kind of skills that I'm talking about. It's like, I don't know if they're really like subtle. I don't know how to describe those skills. Maybe if you think of a good word, leave it in the comment section. But it's really about this connection to the earth and helping people connect. I'm getting the word genetics. Connect to their genetics. Maybe you do DNA testing, I don't know. But you are helping people reconnect with their ancestral roots, because we really need that right now. And you are so full of love and so full of light that you are very, very good at helping people do that. Now I can see here in the strength card that you have a ton of inner strength. You have learned how to hone that power to really go after the things that you want. And you can hone that inner strength to help you take the path less traveled from the different perspectives that you see. So we have the Hangman and the Judgment card up here. This Judgment card to me is always very much like you have strong third eye. You're very good at going inside, having clear visions. And what I get with this combo is that you have a 30,000 foot view. You probably have a 30,000 foot view and you have a timeline view where you're like, cool, we're up at 30,000 feet and there's this lost wisdom back here that we had, 2,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, whatever, even 500 years ago. And I know I have a clear perspective of how to bring that knowledge into the forefront. So maybe you're into alternative medicine, like Ayurveda, naturopathic remedies. Maybe you are a naturopathic doctor. It's really about bringing this ancient knowledge back into the world. Now we have this Four of Swords up here, and actually what I see in this one is again the ability to turn inwards and to use the capability of your mind to give you a sharper perspective and to use that inner strength with that sharper perspective. Sometimes when we want to revitalize an ancient tradition, or in the task of having to bring ancient knowledge into the mainstream, it really requires a lot of discernment in what you say, how you say, and who you're putting it out to really build it up in a good way. I know that there's especially here in the West, I'm in the US, we have a tendency to just take bits of whatever we get and regurgitate it and throw it out there. And the challenge with bringing true ancient knowledge to a mainstream is that depending on how that knowledge is built up and who's getting exposed to it, it's very easy to get it diluted with other people's intentions, with the lack of clarity around the way that they've interpreted what you have said. We see this rampant on spiritual TikTok, right? We see this rampant, in spiritual communities, we see this rampant because having a bunch of crystals and burning candles doesn't necessarily make you spiritual. It doesn't even make you fully knowledgeable in the actual transformation that happens when you go through spiritual awakenings. So I think that you're doing a really good job. However, this ancient knowledge, however, this sort of connection to roots, genetics, you're bringing that out. I see that you're really doing that in a good way and in a way that's discerned and clear, and you're building it up step by step in a good way. You're not just throwing it out there and then letting it become a part of the soup of knowledge that we have. You are really making sure that you've got your own soup, your recipes that you've tried and tested, and now you're sharing that piece by piece by piece. And you're doing it because you have an incredible creative energy. You have such an incredible creative energy. Between this card and the Hawaiian monk seal, I feel like you are an oceanic person. You have strong ties to the water. You have the strong capabilities that come with having that creativity, having the flow of source come through you. It's just the ancient wisdom. I would love to know how ancient wisdom is connected to your life, because it's so prevalent. It's like you're as old as the oceans, right? And the knowledge flows through you and source flows through you like waves flow on top of the ocean. It's just a natural part of who you are. You aren't even really separate from the ocean, right? You are the wave of the ocean. And there's a part of you that really knows that and understands that. And that's why you've been so effective with bringing this healing work into the world, this ancestral work to the world. It's part of also the reason why you're such a loving character, because you understand that it's just a bunch of other waves. You're all one ocean. You're all unified. A part of you gets that, right? So you look around and you're like, well, there's all these other waves and they've got a lot of stories, but I know that we're all just waves. So let's try to remember that we're all the ocean. Let's try to recognize where we're all connected and how we can all function together as these waves from the ocean. Which is really cool. That's just a really, not everybody gets to experience being unified. And not everybody can see not only a higher perspective, but also across the timelines, right? Across time and space, to look back and say, okay, like this is what we need if we're gonna go forward in this direction. That's a really that's a really cool skill to have. I'm going to show you this way monk seal too, because this is another one of those. If you if you live by the ocean, or you're into sailing or swimming, or you feel like you're a starseed from an oceanic star system, leave me a little space emoji, leave me a little wave emoji. I think there's a wave emoji. I would love to see that, because look at this. There's these beautiful stars and there's the ocean. I feel that's very much like your energy. You are just full of love and flow and unity. And that's where the strong will comes in at. And I love that for you. So pile number 3, if you like this reading, don't forget to click the like button. This is what I see for you today. And also subscribe. And if you want to dive more into the ocean of you, I'm going to be opening the Soul Mastery membership very soon. I'll leave some more info in the link description, but I really help change makers unlock their soul's potential so that you can go out into the world feeling guided by spirit and creating the change that we have to have on the planet. So until next time, pile number 3, I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day.